live with Tao. Acquaintance is not understanding. Acquaintance is not understanding, but acquaintance opens the way for understanding to come to you. It is the door. Acquaintance is the door through which you enter the innerness of understanding. Just as there is a room, you want to enter the room. In order to enter the room, you cannot pass through the walls. You have to use the door. So if we put it, there is a door of innerness where you want to enter. That is that room, that is space, is understanding. And acquaintance is the door to that innerness or a space. Understanding is the inner space, and acquaintance is the door. This is the basic principle. Our awakened one is the space that you can call understanding. Your understanding, your acquaintance with him is the door to enter that inner space. But that acquaintance is not enough. You have to remember three things. The first is your house is on fire, means there is chaos, disharmony, disturbance within, egocentric identities. It is not possible for you to come out of that state on your own. Then, the second, you do not listen to the devil, who keeps on saying that there is enough time. What is the hurry to go to call him today? You can call him tomorrow or any time, or you have enough time on your hand. When your house is on fire, you have to call immediately the fire extinguisher, fire brigade. Otherwise, the whole house will burn into ashes. So when you reach to that position, that state, when your house is fire and now is the time, then you do not listen to your devil, you do not listen to the mind that creates all kind of disturbances. You immediately start the process of putting off the fire. And then you remember, just having the phone number of the fire service is not enough. That is just like acquaintance. You know this person is the fire. He is the fire service that can extinguish the fire that has been set in my house, the disturbance, the chaos, the inner harm, lack of harmony, oneness at all the levels. Acquaintance not enough. Through the acquaintance, through the phone number, you call him, show him the immediate necessity that your house is on fire. You need you to come and take care of it immediately. For that, what is important? Acquaintance is one thing. Acquaintance is followed by your trust that this fire extinguisher, this fire is the best and it can help me. So trust, love and freedom. You must have trust. Trust and love go together. They are like 2 feet. You can start with the left foot or the right foot. But in march past, we start always with left foot, because the left side of the body activates the right side of the mind. Right side of the mind is the spiritual aspect. The left side of the mind is logic. So you have to start the process not through the logic, but a state beyond the logic. That means what will happen if I trust him, if I love him, if I am free with him? What will happen? So this here, you have to go beyond the logic. You have to see my house is on fire. Come what may, I have to go beyond the logic, because there is no other opportunity, no other chance for me. Today, this is the only chance. This moment is enough. Then you will enter through the door of acquaintance to reach the inner space, which is understanding. Those who have dared, who have taken courage out of love, trust, and freedom, they have crossed over the door of acquaintance to reach the inner space. That inner space, that is understanding. That inner space is awakening. That inner space is enlightenment. Is not a person. You are surrendering to that state of awakening, to that state of understanding, to that state of deep inner harmony and oneness. So an awakened one, a master, is awakening, embodiment of awakening. Or if awakening has a manifestation or it has assumed a form, so he is the form of awakening, form of understanding. Understanding manifested in a form that you can experience, live. Otherwise, understanding is invisible, awakening is invisible, love is invisible. It is only realization. So an awakened one is awakening, is the realization of the awakening, realization of understanding. When this happens, these 3 things. First, my house is on fire. I need to take care of it immediately. That shows your readiness. The moment you are ready, you will start making the effort. The master is already waiting for you to come. That I cannot handle things on my own. I need immediate support. Whatsoever I am saying here will make you acquainted. This acquaintance is necessary, that you have never heard, never thought that my house is on fire. Gave you the first step towards the process of transformation, that a deep feeling within you that my house is on fire. The second, do not listen to the mind. It gives you all kind of logic. If you go, this man, if you are little wealthy, he will take away your money. He will lead you into this state or that. All kind of logics mind gives. So you have to go beyond the logic. A state beyond the logic, I'm not saying illogical. A state beyond the logic. And there is another kind of logic which is beyond logic that you have never experienced. Come what may happen. The situation cannot be worse than this. Then you are in the realm of beyond logic. And then you will not remain mere acquaintance. You will not remain merely with the phone number that you have in your phone book for years. And you have forgotten that you have the acquaintance with this person. You know him. You were acquainted once with him. You were connected with him once. So then you will enter through the door of acquaintance to reach the inner space that is the understanding, that is awakening, that is wisdom, whatsoever name you give, that is embodiment of manifestation in a physical form is understanding. And this is through this you develop understanding, you develop awakening in you. So whatsoever had happened to this person will slowly and slowly begin to happen to you. His understanding will begin to be your understanding. His awakening will open the doors of your awakening. His harmony will become, you will become infected with his harmony. You will start developing harmony, you start developing freedom, and altogether your life enters into a new dimension. So whatsoever I am saying is to make you acquainted first that your house is on fire. You are not going to listen to the devil, to the mind, because why? This I make you acquainted. And third, do not be contented with acquaintance with the phone number alone, or the address where the person lives, or how you can approach the person. Otherwise, you have to find here and there, from this one and that one, that where can I find the fire extinguisher? Where can I find the place to call my house is on fire? So you have the number. You know the one who can put off your fire. Immediately start the process. So I'm making you familiar with all these things. It is needed, but this acquaintance is needed. It's the beginning, but it is not enough. It starts you on a new journey. Your journey has begun. Takes you on a new journey, a new voyage. But it is not the end, it is the beginning. Do something so that knowledge does not remain knowledge alone. Does not remain as a memory that you have known this person. Instead, it becomes your experience and your life. So first, you through the door of acquaintance, you enter the inner space that is understanding. Then you become, this understanding does not remain your memory, does not, instead it becomes, first understanding comes, Understanding does not remain a memory. You go to the next step. It becomes your experience, that you have experienced that inner space. Then the realization comes. Then it becomes a realization of your life. Then you enter into new dimension. Those who are within the inner circle, they have gone through this process. They did not have the direct acquaintance as you may have. So they have to search here and there to find the contact. And then again they listen to the mind, to the logic, to the devil. But then a point came in when realized that I do not have much time left at my hand. Immediately, acquaintance, you enter through the door of acquaintance, you pick up the phone. Can I talk to you for a minute? Sure. A new journey begins. You are now through that phone call, through that message, you are entering into the inner space, the space of understanding, the space of freedom. This is how all those who are close to me or within the inner circle, this is the story of each one of you if you look into that. And also not only you, but all those who have been in communion with an awakened one. So first the knowledge does not remain knowledge, it becomes understanding. The understanding does not remain understanding or memory, it becomes your experience and then your realization. Whenever you know something, it is through knowing. The object comes to your mind through the faculty of knowledge. Any object, a microphone, a phone, a laptop, the object has come to your mind through the faculty of knowledge. Somebody told you about this particular object, this particular model of the phone or laptop. So it is a knowledge through you look at the flower, you know that this is a rose flower. The rose flower is there and you are inside. Something from you comes to the rose flower. Something from you is projected on the rose flower. The energy from you moves and comes to the rose flower. It takes a form, color and a smell, and it returns back to you and informs you that this is the rose flower. This is how the acquaintance comes in. This is how you came to know about that object. All knowledge, whatsoever you know, is revealed through the faculty of knowing. All knowledge, whatsoever you know, is revealed to you through the faculty of knowing. Knowing is the faculty. Knowledge is gathered through this faculty. Knowing and knowledge. Knowing is the faculty, through that you gather the knowledge. But knowing reveals two things. There is a known and a knower. Known and knower. Whenever you are knowing a rose flower, your knowledge is half if you forget the knower who is knowing it. So there is a known, there is a knower, and there is knowledge, 3 dimensions. Knowledge is known. So whenever you are knowing about an object, about the rose flower, through the faculty of knowing, it is knowledge. But still you do not know who is knowing this. If you forget that knower who is knowing it, so while knowing a rose flower, there are 3 things: the rose flower, the known, and the knower. And who is the knower? Is you. You have the knowledge about the rose flower. And there is the relationship between the two, you and the rose flower. The relationship that exists between knower and the known is known as knowledge. So for this, 2 things are necessary. So knowledge can be divided into 3 points: knower, known, and knowing. Knowing is just like a bridge that connects the 2 points. Knowing. Just as I said, there are 2 things, life and light. Love connects the 2. It is an important aspect because through this you are connected. The 2, life and light, are connected to one another. So knowing is just like a bridge between 2 points, the subject and the object. The subject and the object. Ordinarily, your knowledge reveals only the known. Your knowledge reveals only about the known. You come to know about the rose flower. The knower remains unrevealed. Ordinarily, your knowledge is one-arrowed. It points towards the rose flower, but not towards you. And when your knowledge is 2-arrowed, one point is facing towards the known and the other towards the knower, then it becomes consciousness. Consciousness is that arrow which points one towards the known, the other towards the knower. So when you are talking to someone, your attention remains on the object and you forget, you have forgotten, or your phone got disconnected with the charger. You are talking to him for long, all the conserved energy is finished and is no more. But if you are at the same time connected to the source of the energy, the knower, then you will never be exhausted. So earlier on you did not know the knower. Your focus was always on the known, the object. There was nothing that could be. So you get exhausted, you get tired, you get frustrated. No joy comes to you. So knowledge can be divided into 3 3 points or 3 layers: knower, known, and knowing. Knower is one end, known is the other end. Knower is the subject, known is the object, and knowing is the process. So knowing is just like a bridge that connects the two. Knowing. On one side is the knower, on the other side is known. And knowing bridges the two. The subject, it bridges the subject with the object without knowing. If you don't know anything about it, but your knowing is only half. You know something, but you do not know. That is why I said your knowing is only directed towards the object, towards the other. In all our conversations, our focus is on the other. And you have disassociated or de-alienated with your source. Like all of a sudden, sometimes it happens, you are talking to someone on the phone, you had put the charger on, but you realize the charger is off and the battery has run down. Ordinarily, your knowledge reveals only the known. The knower remains unrevealed. Ordinarily, your knowledge has only one arrow, not two-arrowed. Consciousness or the meditation develops the faculty in you that your one attention is towards the object, the other is towards the subject. And that bridges the two. Knowing bridges the object and subject, the known and the knower. It points to the rose, but now it is pointing towards the it is pointing towards the knower as well. Unless it starts pointing to you, to the knower, that knowledge will allow you to know about the world alone. But it will not allow you to know about yourself, the knower. When you develop the arrow, the two-faced arrow, your knowledge is not knowledge, but instead it becomes awareness. It becomes understanding. So enough for now. Until we meet again, take care.